Hi, everybody. This is Kathy Homeyer, and welcome to the Lake Claire Lodge. I am actually in our beautiful retreat center. You can see our big fireplace in the back and the beautiful building here. It overlooks Lake Claire. So if most of you are watching this probably know who I am, but I'm the chef and the co-owner of the Lake Claire Lodge. And it's fall, of course, and we do have some last minute specials, by the way. So I'm inviting you to come for the weekend. Look at lakeclearlodge.com. But today is all about talking to Rich Hanlon, who is a naturalist and is going to do a free talk about loons on Sunday. I believe it's the 25th at 4 o'clock. And one reason is that you're going to meet Rich in a moment. One reason is that our beautiful lakefront hosts a gathering of loons in the fall. They seem to migrate here. And when one guest, I read a book saying loons are always by themselves or in pairs, and you never see them together and blah, blah, blah. And then a guest said, "Hey, I just saw a flock of loons." And I'm like, haha, funny guest. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I went down and there was a flock of loons. So they tend to migrate on Lake Claire. And sometimes we have 30 or 40 out there together, kind of this time of year. So I've invited Rich to come and talk about loons a little bit, tell you what you might learn on Sunday, and hopefully we could see some loons on Sunday right from the retreat center. You'd see it distant. Actually, I'm going to type in. Well, I don't need to type it in. I will as Rich is talking. But there's actually a live webcam over our lake. We finally have a live webcam. You'd see dots of loons out there. You can't see them very close, but it's lakeclearlodge.com/webcam. And I'll put up Rich's and our website and the webcam website. I know we have a lot of folks who follow us on the webcam both day and night to see what's going on down at the beachfront. So, welcome, Rich.
Thank you, Kathy. Hi, my name is Rich Hanlon. I am a New York State licensed guide, an Adirondack nature guide, and as part of what I do as I operate my guiding business, Wild Neighbors Nature Connection, is to offer guided birding events. And so I'm really excited to partner with Kathy and Ernest at the Lake Claire Lodge this Sunday, September 25th. 4 o'clock p.m. For loon watching at the lake. It's the most amazing venue. We'll be able to look over the lake and hopefully see a number of loons and out on the lake with the beautiful St. Regis in the background. Boy, when it comes to loons, there's something wild about them.
What I thought, Rich, was if some people, this might be going a little ways with some people. So a lot of people have heard a loon, but I think I can pop this up. You let me know if you can hear it. I think I can tell people, because when people come and stay here, one of the first questions I ask is, have you heard a loon call before? Because people will think, like we were talking before, people might think it's a wolf.
So story. Can I tell a story?
Yeah.
It was a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking with a couple who had come to the Adirondacks. It was their first visit, and they decided to camp out next to one of our beautiful Adirondack lakes. And they found out that I was a nature guide and said, we were sleeping in our tent, and we think we heard the howling of a wolf out like on the other opposite shore of the lake. And so I kind of wondered if it was what I thought it was. And so I have this app on my phone. It's the Audubon Bird app. And I said, let me play a call for you, and you tell me if that's what it was. And so I played the wailing call of a loon, and they said, that's it. That's the wolf. Well, then I was able to show them a picture of the loon. And of course, the next day they reported back to me and said, yep, that was a loon. We got to watch it, and we got to watch it dive underwater and come back up, and it was talking and singing. So it can be mistaken for another of our quintessential wild songsters.
Yep. And I don't have tons of pictures of loons here, but there's a little one there, of course, in that little snapshot there. But they can be huge birds. But let me go ahead and see if this will work to play the loon. I learned something this morning. I thought there was 2 calls. I listened to them all summer long in the middle of the night. They usually wake me up, and that's not a complaint because I love hearing them. Oh, loon, shut up. But it's beautiful calls. And I just learned this morning that there's 4. So I think this will work. I'm not sure. I'm going to play really quickly. I'm going to play the 4 loon calls just so people can hear it. And this is the whale. And it actually, whale, W-A-I-L. But when I was listening to it without context, it almost sounds like a whale. So that's a really distinct call that I hear in the middle of the night, or and they have different, some have defined these of different meanings, but for right now I'm just going to play these. This is called the tremolo.
That's a call I hear a lot whenever they're flying overhead.
And the yodel, which is interesting. And then the hoot, which is probably just their little communication between each other when they're near each other. I hear that a lot if we're out on the lake and they're nearby, just kind of being calm and near each other. So yeah, hopefully people could hear those, but they're really distinct. The bird itself is really distinct, right? Because it can even swim underwater.
Yeah. Yeah, Kathy, thanks for sharing those Looney Tunes. Yeah, that's the thing about those loons is it's very often the first sign that they're in the area for me is to hear them, to as I'm traversing a wild landscape. That's one of the first initial strategies that I'm employing, is to listen, to use my sense of hearing, to listen to the loons and the other wildlife that are in proximity. Because if you hear something, then you can start to move towards it or look in that direction, and perhaps even get a visual of it. In which case, with the loons, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard a loon. I've looked out on the open water, and I see a dot out there, and I bring my binoculars up, and as soon as I do it,
it dives.
Right?
Yeah.
And you got to be patient and wait for it to come back up, because
which way is it going? Yep.
Yeah.
Which way did it go? Where did it pop up?
Exactly. Sometimes they're staying underwater for up to even as much as 3 minutes. And they don't always come back up at the same place where they went under.
Yeah. Yep. You got to watch for them. So yeah, on Sunday, this is part of what I'm going to be doing. Rich is chiming on to what I'm going to be doing as well on Sundays, calling it Super Sunday. So I do have an Eventbrite link. It's eventbrite.com, and you can look for Super Sundays here in the area. For those of you not in the area, we're at the Lake Claire Lodge near Lake Placid and Saranac Lake. We're about 10 miles just outside Saranac Lake and about 20 miles north of Tupper Lake, just so you have a locator there. And I'm offering Super Sundays till the end of October. I have programming from 11 to, usually 11 till 2. Rich is going to be here at 4. Hopefully we can see some loons out on the lake in the afternoon. I'll post the Eventbrite link. I do wellness programs. So in the morning kind of is cooking, and the afternoon is energetics, just as a summary. And the agenda will be slightly different every Sunday. So look for that. But we wanted you to know that this weekend you can come out and we can look for some loons. Rich can tell you more about loons, and they're really cool. And Rich has a bird himself there, so it's not a loon.
The ringed turtle dove. Her name is Dovey. She lives in the house with me.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That's a
So
story in and of
hopefully,
itself.
I bet. So hopefully we'll see some loons and meet Rich, and we'll get to walk down to the lake. And yeah, so if you have questions, post them underneath. We did this semi last minute. If you have questions about loons or are coming out, please do try and sign up to the Eventbrite link that I will post, just so we know, so I have an idea how hospitable I have to be and how many people are coming. And as well for the other Super Sunday offerings as well. So, so Rich, I don't know if you want to give any other synopsis on
Well,
the
you
loons
know,
or why they're
I just,
important in the Adirondacks.
if we're thinking big picture, one of the windows that the loons will give us a look into is the bird migration. Now, there's different birds migrating at different time periods and during this fall season. And yeah, well, Kathy, do you, when you go on, do you ever take trips to Florida? Have you ever done that?
Yeah, it's the only place we used to go to visit my mother-in-law for
Yeah.
years. Years.
All
So
right.
yeah.
My wife and her parents, they had for many years gone to the area just south of Sarasota called Venice, Florida. It's like Gulf Coast, and it's beautiful. You walk on those sandy beaches and look out over the water, and there were, I think it was 2 years ago, I went down as well and had my binoculars and spotting scope set up on the beach, and I saw a loon out off of the Florida's Gulf Coast, which is, it's always cool to see a loon. You know, whether you see it off the Gulf Coast of Florida or whether you see it here at one of our Adirondack lakes. What is, to me, always an amazing connection to make is to recognize that, well, some of those loons that we see off of the Florida coast during the winter might be breeding in our Adirondack mountain lakes in the summer. It's actually not a bad rhythm to step into ourselves, right?
Yeah,
Warm
right.
and sunny, tropical in the winter time, and mountains in the summer. That's the life
I
of
was
a
shaking
loon.
my head when you said Venice because that's exactly where we go.
Oh my gosh.
We got married in Sarasota in the Bay.
Ah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, you probably know about Sharkies then.
Yep, we do. Yes, we do.
So yeah, that place can be kind of loony at different times of the year as well. But not all the loons will go all the way down to Florida. They are definitely a northern hemispheric bird, which I'm a northern hemispheric person. It's where I've spent my life so far, and sometimes they will stick around places like the Great Lakes. I've seen some off of Lake Erie in the wintertime. Some will winter around the Chesapeake Bay area. They're just looking for a place that has open water and a good supply of food. Because our Adirondack lakes tend to freeze over completely, that creates a situation where we do not have a lot of loon habitat in the winter typically. So when you have water that freezes over, that means the loons can't spend time there. So they fly to a place where they can find the open water. But we'll get an actual in the moment experience into this great migration that is fully underway, as loons have now completed their breeding cycle for the year and are sometimes gathering in great numbers on our Adirondack lakes prior to continuing on their journey. Where are they going to end up? Somewhere
Years
in the Great
ago,
Lakes, along the
years ago when the loons were still, because I just want to get this in before I forget.
Yeah.
They were endangered years ago, right? Are they still on the endangered list?
Loons are not on the endangered species list.
Okay. Because I know there's in Saranac Lake, there's a loon There's a loon organization. People used to come out and count the loons.
That's
and
the Adirondack Center for Loon Conservation.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so well, I hope I'm putting up the links. Please go ahead if you want to come out. Richard's talk is free. I have a couple that are free and a couple like lunch that are just a nominal fee to come out and during my workshop. So if you want to sign up for Super Sunday from now until the end of October, I'll put the link underneath, which is the direct link you can click on Eventbrite. You'll just look for Super Sunday. You can look over our webcam today. It should be working. It's a little bit cloudy today. You can see over the water and beautiful St. Regis Mountain. And in my energetic world, we say that there's a portal over the lake, and the lake is very special when that's concerned there. And hopefully we have trails out on the property as well. So if you come, you may want to walk out on the trails or down to the lake. But please do sign up so we know who's coming. And thank you, Erin, for commenting that she said it was awesome and interesting. So,
thanks, Erin.
Yeah.
No, can I leave you with a teaser?
Sure.
2 things. One, speaking of the loons' migration, we're going to get into a little bit of how they navigate, and there's a story that involves a connection between migrating loons and Adirondack rocks.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, and most people don't. And the other thing is, if you come to the Loon Talk and you have an enjoyable experience and you decide that you'd like to hire an Adirondack nature guide like me, I am available for private tours and for other community events. You can visit my website at www.wnnc.net. That stands for Wild Neighbors Nature Connection.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, very cool. We'll have to talk about Florida there.
Yes.
where we always went. Yeah. So that's, yesterday I was on a webinar that we did with 2 different groups that I was connecting, and 3 of us happened to be in Nashua, New Hampshire at the same time a few days ago.
Oh my gosh.
We didn't even know. So I love connections like that. It's really fun. So thanks, Rich, for coming on. Hopefully everybody can come out on Sunday. And if you aren't interested, but you're way away from here and want a Zoom link, we may try and make that happen as well. So you can come on in and listen and then connect with us at another time. If anybody is close enough to come and stay for the weekend, we do have a last minute special at lakeclarelodge.com. Just go to book now and put in your dates for this weekend, and a special will come up. So we'd love to have you here in the Adirondack Alps, and we'll be looking for loons this weekend, doing some energetics and doing some cooking classes. So, okay. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.